think maybe you want to lower it a little bit, my sound, because I hear that I'm very...
Yeah, we will be switching off the audio then, as soon as you'll be hearing the...
No, it doesn't bother me. I just want to scream without bothering people.
Okay.
Can I?
Ready? Hang on. We have to ask our auto advancer. Ready? Yeah. And don't touch the slides. Robin.
Don't touch my slide. I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, start now.
Okay, hello and ciao to everyone. I'm Robin Good, and really the two credentials that I can put out right now to tell you what I'm doing is that it's 10 years, just a month ago, that I've been publishing my own website about how to communicate more effectively online. And this website is really dedicated to those that, like me, want to follow the road of becoming independent in some way. My question is really nothing to do with publishing, because I'm really interested about the future and changing the world around me. So my key question is written right there in front of you on that slide. What do we need to change, to learn, to change the system in a way that, you know, suits more what we're trying to achieve rather than what the system now tries to do to maintain itself alive? And this is a key question we rarely ask, because if we have kids, we send them to school, they have their own program. It's kind of taken for granted. And while I'm talking to you here in a conference where many of these questions are challenged, rarely we can really get to the bottom of this in a nice intellectual discussion. So I've thought up of an interplanetary mission as a metaphor to make my friends think of the issue. And I say, look, if you were put on a spaceship, on a trip to some distant planet by the Council of the Earth government, and you had your two kids there, you had to take them over to this planet on a trip long 6 months, and then you had to drop them there and come back. In those 6 months, what would you teach your children during that trip? Since, you know, the history of Rome or the kings of some other region of the world are not going to count too much. And so by looking and picking up from the masters that I have found along my learning way, Stephen Downes, even Illich, and many others, I listed what I think are really some of the key things I would like my kids to learn with me in the spaceship if I were to be dropped there. And the first thing is how to live healthy, without having to go to a doctor every single time, or if you want to go to a doctor, being able to understand their difficult language and being able to verify and check and understand what are the good nutritions and how much of a difference it makes to live a healthy life. And secondly, how to read, but not in the way that my kids are taught in school, which is very much to make a sound that repeats itself in a monotonous way over and over, and the speed is almost the most important thing, but understanding what's inside those words and in between those lines in a way that leaves with you some desire to go for more. And then how to learn, something that I would think is the first course I would like to take in school, that is, how do I not memorize stupidly what you're telling me? How can I dive into it in a playful way so that I can make it completely mine? Can you teach me, show me, showcase me some techniques to do this? Because I also want to collect so many patterns that I start to see them and I can start to break out from them and understand that being creative doesn't mean to be a hippie or to have long hair, but having lots of different patterns in your head and play with and remix and mash up in so many different ways. And to communicate, no matter for what company you work, I need to do some practice in putting myself in the shoes of whoever is in front of me. This is something we lack so badly, and we need to do some heavy training, heavy lift weighting of empathy, empathy. Who is in front of me? What is he trying to tell me? Can I join him? Because if I can put myself in the shoes of somebody else, I can hardly be critical. I'm just singing my own song, news come to me. It's a tsunami of news coming at me, and now it seems that, you know, the bigger, the more important the source, that is the news that I should trust. But is it really so? Can I really have some crop detection tools that I can learn in school so that I can look better to the future? I'm not just being impressed by the big titles, but I can see beyond, in the cracks, in the alternative information sources, how things are going to be, so that I can take decisions in a better way by being able to ask questions and to value what I think, not because others say that I am good, I'm trustable, I am great, but because I can see myself the value of what I research, study, and create. So I think I would really encourage everyone to push their kids to do something meaningful beyond having great grades at school and coming back home saying they've done something fantastic. Let's make sure they can get some meaning in doing their things, and to allow them to do that in an effective way. I think the key is to help them with these new technologies to learn how to communicate more effectively. Sometimes they have degrees, but they cannot show themselves up and say who they are, what their project is about in a meaningful, interesting, outgoing way. But that's so critical today. Social media, Facebook is there for that. If we don't learn it early, it's very different. You jumped really a slide, and that isn't fair, because it was a very important one, and it's the one about learning to ask questions which are so censored, so walled out of our path to learning, and making questions and making mistakes is always turned down as being a negative thing. You really aren't doing a good pecha with B, because those last 2 points are really the key. And the last one was that I think I would like to invest great time with any one of you. Come and find me online on the last topic I would like to teach them, which is how to have fun. We really lost our knowledge about to have great fun, and I think it is a great endeavor to go after it. So whether you're on a space mission or not with your kids, I think that's what you should be learning. That's my point of view. Thank you.